That's a great question, because if you look at psychological phenomena and how those things have been studied, by the way, isn't it fun to say phenomena? Um, Everything has changed in the last, well, it seems like every 5 to 10 years, how we look at things objectively in the social sciences change, especially psychology. So I looked and I found that episodic memory is a controversial topic. So we want to find stuff that's kind of new. So they've kind of sorted through the controversy about that, right? So in the library catalog, just to get an idea of what's going on right now, I'm going to show you 3 things. But this is the first thing. In the library catalog, you can look at books. And I would say these would probably be a great place to start. But beware of the stuff that's kind of old. Like 2012 is tragically out of date. So let's do a date newest. And let's see what's going on. So much has happened since 2012. Da, 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 da. I'm not seeing it in the title. How do we do that? I want that to be in the title, please. I want it to be part of something. Date newest. Book chapters. Are there any books on this exclusively? Yeah, 26 books. 2018 is the newest one. That's interesting, isn't it? Where did I find? There was one that was in here that was like, said it was problematic. But these are a great place to kind of get a boilerplate of what's going on. And you can find scholarly works in here as well. So here's one that's Columbia University Press. That might be the better one to go to. But you can look at the chapters and things like that. Having said that, what's our next thing? Second thing I would look in is PsycInfo. PsycInfo is the psychology literature. This is where scholars in psychology are chewing on ideas. And this is the library guide that I made. Remember that from the class? Had the Black Panthers on it. Had the 2 visions. Had like the militant Black Panthers and then the Black Panthers giving away breakfast. That's the one. If you go to PsycInfo, and we could do that same search. Oh, hello. All of a sudden there is a whole bunch of other things that's associated with it. So there's like memory recall, autobiographical memory. These are keywords that you can start to build and see what you are looking for. We'll stick with this one, but sometimes if they call it something different, that's a valuable thing to know. Oh, 13,000. So over here on the time, let's move up to like what has happened since the pandemic. And then we can check peer-reviewed. So instead of the general, these will be ultra-specific experiments that have gone on. Phenomenological, another word of the day. And these are particular examples. In each one of these, they will have, in the literature review, a brief description of what episodic memory is. Otherwise, it wouldn't show up in the title. So I'm going to show you an example of that. Let's go to the article. And what you can do, episodic. Here's the description right here. Contemporary philosophical instead of psychological. Understand episodic memory as a mental representation of a past event happening in the head. That kind of sounds like PTSD. Because PTSD was described, one of the features, as if it was a positive thing. One of the features of PTSD is that something triggers, like a loud sound, it triggers the memory, and the memory is as real as it happening in real time. I wonder if that's related. So as you get questions, you can ask questions like that, and you're like, oh, I want to search this, I want to search this. That'll be part of your discovery process. Let's go back to the guide. One more I want to show you, and this is probably going to help you more than the PsycInfo. But if you go to Scopus, This is something where you can look by a variety of different things, but the most important one being how many times has it been cited. So let's say episodic memory, and let's say episodic memory in the article title, since there was 13,000 of them. Okay, out of these 3,000 articles, what's the most important? The one that got cited the most. So this one that was reviewed or cited 3,000 times, that's 3,000 scholarly articles. That's a big deal. But remember, it was kind of controversial from what I had read. So the one from 1973, that's a bad idea. So in this one, let's come up the dates and see, well, what's the most important one that's been written about in the last couple of years? Oh, COVID-19. This one looks good. So cruise through these that are the most highest cited. And this might give you a better idea of what to write about. But this is probably a peer-reviewed article here. Most of them in Scopus are. Life's highs and lows are disproportionately represented in memory. And when they're retrieved, they impact our current mood. Well, yeah. I remember walking to my car the other day, having remembered something stupid that I did. And I was like, oh. So look for things like this to talk about episodic memory. And remember, you're only going to find something. So imagine you're supporting like a bridge. You're only going to find one thing that supports like a little piece, and then you have to find another piece, and then another piece. So you're not going to find an article that says it all. But the books should say it all. I hope this helps. Let me know how it goes.